One of my favorite tidbits from listening to the podcast is how much y'all respect the Usos. Can you tell a story about how you met or how you came to respect them so much, or just a funny story about them?
Man, we've known the Usos for a long time. Brian longer than me because he was in FCW with them.
Yeah, and
Well, Brian has said multiple times on the podcast he thinks they're the greatest tag team going.
they are.
I mean,
guess they're technically
there's
not
no
a tag team
debating
right
that.
now, so.
Right.
Yes, it's funny. I met Jimmy first because they had some kind of discrepancy where Jay like failed his physical or something when they got hired. He had he had to get a knee surgery or something. So Jimmy came to FCW like I want to say at least 6 months before Jay did.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'd already like befriended him and had wrestled him and trained with him. And then his brother came. It was just so funny. Like, and then you're like starting all over. And then that's also why, like back in the day when no one knew who they were, like I had no problem knowing who they were because like, you know, it's two different people to me. I didn't meet them at the same time. It was very easy to differentiate them. And they're just like what you see is what you get. Like they have such chill demeanors, you know?
Yeah.
And they also like, it sounds so cliche, but they say about like Samoa wrestlers, like, the apple didn't fall far. Like they were like so good, so fast, picked up on things so fast. It was just like crazy. Like they're just so good and just so chill. So you stack those two aspects onto a wrestler, like, you immediately become one of the boys, and they're off to the races.
So were they like very little training before they came in?
They trained with Booker for, I want to say, a year, and then FCW for barely a year, and called up, and they've been they've been the main roster since 2010. People are forgetting that. Like
That's where I meet them on the main roster.
Yeah.
They come up with Tamina, and then they're not really doing much. Like I don't think they ever win the tag belts as the original Usos.
years.
And like Brian
they're
said, I could
just-
tell them apart, maybe because I was around them so often, and great guys, chill guys, awesome in the ring. But I'd call it like the Superstars crew. Like they were always on like the show before Raw or SmackDown, like with me. There's like one like legendary, we called it the Superstars of Superstars match. It was like a 10-man tag where it's like me, Primo, Regal, the Usos, it's like Kozlov, And then when they started painting their face, and then they started getting the cool entrance, and like when WWE finally started doing something with them, I think everyone was thinking who was, working behind the scenes or wrestling the company, like finally they're doing something with these guys.
Right. It's hard to get a break in WWE. It's like even harder as a tag team because like especially back then they just saw like less value in a tag team for whatever reason. That was always stigma, and it always felt kind of real. But yeah, my favorite memory about that though is I had wrestled them. Couldn't even tell you how many times between FCW and like Broski said the superstars type things, and then we were even on that like NXT when it wasn't even airing anywhere. It was just basically like an internet show. And then I had blew my knee out and come back right before I got let go the first time, and I worked them on something like that. And they had finally been like face paint Usos with the new song, and like they did that war dance, and they were like getting over. And one of them said to me before he went, he goes, I know we've wrestled a million times, but wait do you see it? It's different now. And like, sure enough, they got that like that WWE superstar reaction that we all long for. I was like, that was cool, man. It's like cool to see a lot of hard work pay off.
And then when they turned heel and they dropped the face paint and they had like the new music and the new look.
Too.
I mean, then of course, then they get like this second wind and this whole new life. But when the bloodlines start, when Jimmy's out and Jay's rocking on his own, then Jimmy comes back, and now look at them. They're both megastars. I mean, they were just both in the top 10. Jimmy, is up there. Jay's number 1.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
They're just end of the day, they're very real. Like what you see is what you get. There's not really like neither one of them ever really plays a character. You know what I mean? They're
great guys to hang out with them on an overseas tour. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Great guys to have a couple drinks with.
Yeah. Funny. They're both funny.
You'll always see them at the LA Fitness working out on the road. Like hard workers.
Right.
One of the boys. So I think they deserve all the success that they're getting right now. Join the community at MajorMarks.com and get access to exclusive content, behind-the-scenes footage, and become a member of the Major family.
You get bonus episodes on our careers, wrestling figure history, and exclusive interviews with our friends and legends in the business each month.
You also get early access to YouTube videos and, of course, the weekly podcast ad-free and breaking news updates.
Brand new shows featuring
Oh, baby.
and you. Each month, you can interview someone in the wrestling business with a captain's log.
Also, buy, sell, and trade in our exclusive Facebook community where people have become friends in real life.
Certain memberships include merch like monthly trading cards and quarterly mystery gifts.
Become a Major Mark and join MajorMarks.com today.